The sit command is very easy to learn, and there's only 2 steps. Step number 1 is you want to step on the leash, and this prevents the dog from jumping up. It's very common when you hold a treat above the dog's head, they start jumping up and trying to grab the treat. Well, stepping on the leash prevents that. Step number 2 is have the treat in your hand, hold the treat in a 45-degree angle above the dog's head while saying sit at the same time. Suddenly the dog will put his butt down. Most dogs at first are going to start jumping for it. The leash is preventing that from happening. And what happens is after a few minutes, the dog eventually puts their butt down. Now the question is, why does this work? Well, it's very simple. There's a detail here I want to point out. It's very important. You want to make sure you hold the treat past the dog's line of sight above their head. What happens is if they're standing on all fours and they can look at the treat, they're not going to sit. But if you bring it out of view, they can't see it. The only way they can logically see it is they have to put their butt down because it actually angles their head in a much higher position where now they can see the treat again. Once their butt is down, they're in a sit position. It's just that simple.
So I'm going to go ahead and teach little Brody here the basic fundamentals of the sit. All I'm going to do is take a treat and hold it about 6 inches from his head. You see what he's doing right here? He's jumping up and trying to grab it right out of my hands. Let me show you how to stop that. All I'm going to do is take the leash, step on it right here. I'm not going to step on it too tight because it'll force him down. I'm not going to step on it too loose because it'll still enable him to jump. I'm going to find that middle balance right there. Now from there, I'm going to wait for him to stop jumping, hold the treat about 45 degrees over his head, say the word sit, and wait for him to calm down. And as he's sitting for 2 seconds, that's a sit. Good. That's as simple as it gets. It's one of the simplest commands to teach your dog. And again, I'm going to lure him with the treat. I'm going to step on it right around there, not too tight. I'm going to stop him from jumping. That's a sit. Perfect. That's a sit. Good. Just like that. Once again, reset him. I'm going to do this about 10 times. And by the 10th time, he should stop that little habit. Give me a sit. Again, 45-degree angle over the head with the treat about 6 inches away from his snout. And when he's in the sit position, I give it to him. Stepping on that leash is very important. It stops the jumping. Again, we're going to reset just by simply walking back and forth really quick. Step on that leash, hold it over his head, say the word sit, wait for him to calm down. There you go. Good, good, good. I'm going to hold it just for a second to make sure he stops jumping. Good. When he's not jumping, you pay him right away. Same thing, step on the leash, 45 over the head. He gave a little jump right there. I'm not going to give it to him. Wait him out. 3, 2, 1. That's a sit. Perfect. Now make sure every time you say the command, you want to enunciate. You don't want to let it mumble off your tongue. You have to enunciate. Dogs understand enunciation. So as I say the sit command, I'm going to say it as a firm, strong command. We sit. Let me get you reset. We sit. There we go. That's a sit. Good. That's a sit. Nice. Perfect. Quick reset. A little forward. Give me a sit. Perfect. Foot still on the leash. He's not jumping. Now what's going to happen is as time's gone on, I'm going to take my foot off the leash. Now I'm going to start paying him without the foot on the leash. So again, a quick little reset. Come here, sweetie. Now I'm just going to say the word sit. No jumping, loose leash. Good, that's a sit. Nice. Same thing, a little reset, come this way, and we sit. Perfect. Loose leash, no foot on the leash this time. This is exactly what I want to see. And sit. Perfect. And once again, give me a sit. 45-degree angle over the head with the treat, very important. He's not jumping. If he starts jumping, once again, I put my foot back on the leash to stop the jumping, but right now, he's past those days. So I'm going to hold it right here. That's a sit. Perfect. And a quick reset. Give me a sit. Beautiful. 3, 2, 1. Good. Sit. Nice. A little further. Give me a sit. Nice. And the jumping for the treat is now in the rear view mirror. And now I give him the treat for the sit only. Let's do one more just to make sure we have it solidified in his system. And we sit. Beautiful. Good. That's a sit. Nice. Okay. Again, what you want to do is short sessions, either 10 times or about 10-minute sessions. End it, you can start it again in a few hours. So now that he has it, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this about 3 times a day for only about 10, 15 minutes each. That's all it really takes for a good training session. And also very important, you always wanna end it on a good note. The last time he sat very well for me, very controlled. I had no problems. That's how you always wanna end every training session.
For my lifestyle, if I had to pick one of the 7 common commands to teach my dog and one only, I would definitely teach my dog the down command. And the reason why is because essentially down is a 3-part command. It's a down, it's a stay, and it's also the ultimate form of control. You have to remember a dog is a lot like a car. If that dog is standing on all fours in the stay position, it's just like your foot on the brake. The car's still on, and any second now, your foot could be on the gas pedal. But when a dog's in a down position, it's almost like the car is in park and the keys are out of the ignition. It's a much better form of control. There's a million reasons you'd use a down command. It's great if you like to take your dog to a sidewalk cafe. If you got friends coming over and you just want your dog in a down position because he's out of control. A down is great for out of control dogs in general. For example, I have a flat-coated retriever, Coda. He's a very high energy dog. He loves to party when people come over. In fact, I lose control of him very quickly. It's like he's untrained and people look at me like, you're a dog trainer? Whenever I see this, I don't say stay, I don't say sit, I say down because it is the best form of control. He knows when he's in that down position. Once again, the keys are taken out of the ignition. That means control yourself, calm down, do not move. I always recommend starting this command on some sort of pedestal, a picnic table. There's all kinds of things you can use. You can use the top of a stairway landing. You can even use a curb. It always makes a huge difference if you have that little bit of elevation because where you hold the treat is vital to how this command is done. Although a lot of dogs can learn the down command from standing, it's much easier to teach him when they already are in the sit position. This is why I always say, teach a sit before anything. Good transitional command. So now your dog is in a sit position, it's much easier to get them in that down position.
Okay, for this variation of the down command, I'm gonna use the double leash lock off that we learned earlier in the class. And all I'm gonna do is take my second leash, which is also known as the anchor leash, and I'm going to anchor it here to the picnic table. And the length of this anchor leash is very important. So I'm gonna run it under here, and where I want to end up is exactly so the dog's head is floating over the edge of the picnic table here. And I like to use a picnic table as an elevation. It's a makeshift pedestal. Any sort of pedestal works. You can use a couch, you can use a chair. I even like using curbs. Now it's very important you notice what's going on here. The back leash is known as the anchor leash. This one is your guide and control leash. All I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna put him on a sit command and I'm gonna drop the treat lower than the table right here. Essentially his head is going to follow the treat and I'm gonna say the word down at the same time. Give me a down. Now sometimes I have to crouch down to really give him incentive. Give me a down. Give me a down. And it's gonna take a few tries. Give me a down. Give me a down. And we're gonna wait him out. This is very common and very expected in this technique. Give me a down. As you see, I'm not putting any pressure here. I'm just kind of weighting my hand down. Give me a down. Give me a down. Give me a down. And we're just gonna wait him out. Sometimes it takes a few minutes, sometimes they get it right away. But the second his elbows go down, I make sure I give him that treat. Give me a down. Down. Give me a down. Give me a down. You're almost there. Give me a down. Give me a down. Almost there. Give me a down. Give me a down. Give me a down. Give me a down. Down. No, you're not doing that. Give me a down.
There's a lot going on here. You can see in Eddie's personality that he's reluctant. He's trying to figure his way out of this.
Give me a down. Almost there. Almost there. Give me a down.
The front leash, it's only a guide leash. In no way is it pulling him down. The treat is doing all the work here.
Give me a down.
This is a battle of wills. You can't let the dog win here. Do not give up.
You almost had it. Good, that's a down. Good boy. And there we go. Took a little longer than I thought. We got a stubborn one here. The second he's down, the important part is keeping him down. That's a down. Good boy. And I'm going to continue to pay him while his elbows are down. That's a good boy. Down. The important part is when he's down right here, I keep rewarding him. That's a down. Perfect. Down. Heavy praise. Down. Good. That's a down. And the reason why you praise so much here and reward is because this is where you want to remind him this is the sweet spot. His elbows down, fully down on the ground. That's a down. Good. That is where he gets the big reward. Good boy. That's a down. Very good. Good boy. And I'm going to give him, oh, he's already back up. Okay. So now we're just going to repeat the process. Same thing. He might be a little stubborn on me, which, like I said, is expected, but we wait him out. Give me a down. Give me a down. Give me a down. Give me a down. He did it once, he'll do it again now. Give me a down. Give me a down. Good, that's a down. Perfect. Same thing, repeat. Now he's down. I'm going to keep him down. Good, that's a down by giving him lots of treats right here in this down position. It's very important that you reward quickly and over while he's in this position. Good boy, that's a down. Good, that's a down. Very good boy, Eddie. Good boy, heavy praise, heavy positive reinforcement in this position right here. Good boy, that's a down. Very good boy, Eddie. Good, that's a down. Perfect. Make sure you keep repeating your command as he's in the down position. Good boy, that's a down. That's a down, all right. And so now he's back up, he reset himself. We're just gonna go ahead and repeat the process. Now, if you notice the second time he did it, he didn't take as long. So the third time might not take as long as either. Give me a down. That's a down, good boy. And just like that, as he's down, good, that's a down, perfect. Good boy. Same thing, heavy reward as he's in the down position. Good boy. Notice right here, loose leash, there's no pressure on him. The front guide leash is only to slightly pull him down just to give him that little bit of incentive. Good boy, that's a down. It's just like walking him on a leash, a little bit of pull down, it lets him know this is the direction I want you to go. And when he's down, no pressure whatsoever, just heavy praise, heavy reward, heavy positive reinforcement in this down position. Good boy, that's a down. So once they do it the first couple times, they get a lot quicker, which is the case for Eddie here. So he's actually not even thinking about it now. So I guarantee the next time, good boy, that's a down. I guarantee the next time I tell him to lie down, he's gonna just drop right to his elbows. Good boy, that's a down. Good, down, perfect. Good boy. And again, heavy praisal. I'm breaking little tiny treats off here. I don't want to fill them up. Good boy, that's a down. Good, that's a down, Eddie. Perfect. Good boy. And I'm going to reset him. Okay. Okay. And same thing. Eddie, give me a down. Good, there we go. Now he's going. Now he's going. Good boy, that's a down. But once the light bulb clicks, that's it, they've got it. The moment of clarity hits, now he's lying down every time. That's a down, perfect, good. That's a down, good boy. Because he realizes when he's in this lie down position, that's what gets him all the treats. And when he was standing like this or in the sit position as he's doing right now, he gets no treats whatsoever. So he understands the multiple choice here and he chooses to lie down. It gets him the treats. Give me a down. Good, there you go. That's a down, perfect. The reason I'm training on this picnic table is because as long as you can elevate that dog even the slightest bit, it makes your training much easier and much more efficient. And also keep in mind, as I was teaching him this down, at first I had to drop the treat below the table. That's the secret to the technique. If I started this on the ground, I can't get it below the ground unless I dug a hole. Good. And we sit. Good. And we lie down. Good. There you go. Now he's got it. I can start getting distance. Good boy. That's a down. Perfect. And always keep in mind, as you train, in the very beginning of this technique, you're going to have to really crouch down on the ground. But what I want you to do as the session goes on, I want you to start standing more straight up because you don't want to get in the habit of always crouching down to the ground to tell your dog to lie down because your dog will think that's the actual signal. You have to lie down on the ground for him to lie down. So you always want to actually start standing straight up and simply give the hand command. So once again, I'm going to say down. Good. Now he's going down every time. Good boy. Good, that's a down, perfect. And again, I'm gonna start going for distance now. I'm gonna reset, okay. And I'm gonna back up a couple feet. Oh, now he's offering. This is very common. And we lie down. Eddie, give me a sit and a down. Give me a down. Good, that's a down, perfect. There you go. That's a down, perfect. Perfect. Good boy. That's a down. Perfect. Good. After a couple days of mastering it on a picnic table or any pedestal that you're using, you then go to the ground. Good boy. So once your dog has the basic fundamentals of the down command, same thing as always, do it 3 times a day for about 10 to 15 minute sessions each. Always end it on a good one, just like I did with little Eddie here. And now you see he wants to stay down. So I'm going to show you a second variation of the down command. What happens if your dog is too stubborn to lie down just the way I showed you? Well, it's a technique that I love to do. I call it the grab and slide, and this is for the very stubborn dogs. So all I'm going to do is take a treat in my right hand. Make sure he's in the sit command. My left hand, I'm going to grab his collar, hence the name grab and slide. I'm going to take my left elbow, put it over his body like so. My left elbow's right here, my right hand right here has the treat. My right hand goes underneath his body. Now watch this, I'm gonna slide his front legs out, keeping his body down with my armpit. When he's in this down position, I'm going to pay him over and over. In this position, my body is preventing him from standing up. I'm not pushing down. In fact, there's about 2 inches of space right here. That little bit of space lets him know that he can't stand up, and I'm gonna keep him in this down position over and over. It's the same thing we did with the variation just a few minutes ago. When they're in the down position, you wanna pay over and over. Now what happens is, as they get more comfortable in that down position, you raise yourself up. Now, you can begin paying them as you're standing straight up, and it's the same as before. When they're in the down position, you wanna pay them over and over for the down. Okay, so once again, let me break it down. My right hand has the treat. I get him focused. He's in the sit position. My left hand grabs his collar. My left elbow goes over his body to the pedestal, creating this wedge behind his back. Now I have his attention with the treat with my right hand. I'm going to take my right hand, slide it under his elbows, slide the legs out. As he's down, look at this, my armpit is over his back with a couple inches of space. I'm going to keep him down by just hovering over him. He knows he can't stand up because my thumb still has his collar and my armpit is over his back. Most dogs, when they try to stand up, when they feel you right here, they're gonna stop right away. Now, once I feel he's comfortable in this position, I let the collar go, I keep petting him, say the word down, and I slowly start standing up and pay him while he's in the down position. Once dogs know that being in that down position gets them the reward, they're gonna choose to remain in that down position. And then you're good to go. You can stand up. And now they have the basic fundamentals of the grab and slide version of the down. Once you do that grab and slide technique on them over and over, you can go back to the technique we did over here, where you simply say the word down, and now they actually have the motion of the down command. Good boy, that's a down. Good, that's a down, good. He's gonna be so full. I just emptied out a whole bag of treats in this dog.
He's doing great.
Oh yeah, no, he's doing just fine. I literally just emptied out an entire bag.